Madden. And, Charles, we look at this Texan ball club entering play here. They come in off a loss in the opener last week. That one was on the road. Now they get their first taste here.
Feed off the energy of the home crowd. Great tailgate, great fan support. Let's see if they can put it to good use.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, they come off a good win in the opener on the road, and they get a second road game here.
Yeah, the schedule makers didn't really do them any favors, but if they can win here and get to 2-0 on the road, they could be well set up for the rest of the year.
Into the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And at quarterback from the University of Oregon, it's Justin Herbert.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost.
Yeah.
How does he eliminate that one interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
Here's Walker to start the drive. Despite a little sizzle on the move, he's still tackled shy of the 20. The numbers on the ground for Walker a week ago. 18 carries, 71 yards.
They put a lot of effort into game playing and establishing this ground game last week, and the reward was a nice day rushing the ball. Helped them put a balanced offense out on the field. And that carry is an indicator that this ground game wants to be established again this week.
On second down, it's Walker. And he'll take this one up to about the 23. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with third down now looming. This defense for the Vikings, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number, 6. Absolute phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
With a quick slant, good for 8 and a first. So opening drive, third down, they complete the slant to move the sticks.
And ordinarily, it's a high percentage pass when you throw it. And receivers like to run that route because it gets the ball in their hands pretty quickly. Just a couple of quick steps up, be there, and then they can do some work afterwards.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Walker now on 1st and 10. Now the ball comes loose, and the Vikings pick up the football. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
So excellent starting position here for the Vikings. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
And he was terrific in the opener, threw 3 touchdown passes, and make no mistake about it, he was eager to get right back out and do it again. So I think we'll see him try to test his secondary quite a bit as this game goes on.
A first down carry for Henry. They'll get it to the 23-yard line. The numbers on the ground for Henry last week, just downright unbelievable. I mean, when you amass that many yards, I don't know what else to say.
Personally, I thought it was a game for the ages for him. Ripped off some long runs in that contest, didn't he?
He did indeed. Some very long runs, and that total scary. And it's caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
On the set.
Henry will take this into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. So his great start to the season continues. He found the end zone time after time in the opener last week, and he does it again here in week 2.
And Brandon, we have a lot of coaches sell us week to week that there is no momentum, there is no carryover. Every game is its own entity. But after what we saw him do last week and now punching one in here, I'm starting to think that there is a carryover, and he's feeling it.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Taken in at the 3. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. They had the fumble on the last drive, wound up leading to the opening touchdown. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And he'll get this just across the 25-yard line.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. And that is incomplete.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you're coming off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
This is brought in at the 21. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. And we spotlight Derrick Henry now. And you see his numbers from a week ago. He was up over 100 yards then, and he's already hit pay dirt here once in this.
Receivers getting into rhythm, right? Really feeling good, finding each other downfield. I think running backs operate the same way. They can hit a good rhythm and a good stride, and he's carrying it over from last week.
Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. The pitch to Henry. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Pass is caught by Wan'Dale Robinson. And he will have the Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. The Vikings are 1-0 on the year following the win in week 1. And this would be quite a start for them if they could win 2 straight on the road.
Yeah, the schedule makers didn't do him any favors. They gave him 2 road games right out of the gate. But the thinking on the team has to be, imagine if we win these 2 games. What a setup for the rest of the season for us.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They'll run it again with Henry. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
That's how you pick up a 1st down. You know where the sticks are. You know where the 1st down marker is, and you find a way to get there. That's called having vision.
He had a lot of vision. And he fires one that's intercepted. And the Texans are going to have a short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. After the turnover, here's Herbert. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Herbert's throw complete there to Bateman. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving. Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Again, Herbert got his man complete over the middle. It's Osborne. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Pass out left, caught by Woods. Now they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
The kick by McManus is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. And after his performance last week, everybody saw it unbelievable. You can expect a heavy dose of him again, I think.
Without a doubt. I mean, why wouldn't you? Because once you establish yourself that way, it's not just him, okay? It's his offensive line, it's the tight end, it's your wide receivers, everyone now sharing in the load and sharing in the belief that they do their job, they'll see another performance just like they saw the week before.
On the counter, it's Henry. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. 11 more on that one and another first down. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The Vikings with the football here to begin the second quarter. Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10. Man open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Inside handoff, Henry. What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15-yard line. Nice run. 51 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. They keep it with Henry on first down. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there. It keeps them advancing the ball.
Again, it's Henry. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Derrick Henry with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year as his guys are able to extend their lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. So this drive spans 7 plays. And Derrick Henry able to finish it off with a touchdown run. Daniel Carlson set to kick off. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Houston set to take over. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Herbert. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And they're going to face a 3rd down.
Let's just make this one simple. Could he be any more open than he was on that play?
And they lost him going to the outside.
Hard to believe because you go through your accounting on each and every defensive snap. Who's got who, what defense you're in. That was totally a blown coverage.
Let's be smart. Let's go. They can't stop. Let's go. Let's go.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Now it's Herbert. And Walker has it. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
Meanwhile, Herbert's throw pulled in by Woods. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense in every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Back to Walker on 1st down. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Touchdown! Rashad Bateman. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Texans have got it back to within a score. McManus's point after is good. And that makes it a 14-10 ball game. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it's Rashad Bateman who finished it all off with a touchdown. From the 6. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Derrick Henry trots back out there and gets ready to go. It may just be the 2nd quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books, but it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it.
Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and get the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Texans scoop it. The big man get the oxygen tank ready. And they will bring this one back. For a Texans touchdown. To tack on the extra point. It's good, and they'll take a 17-14 lead. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. Fielded right around the 8. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. And now out comes Minnesota.
And in just about every game we see, partner, what do we do when we look at the stat sheet? We go right to
the turnover differential.
Without a doubt, because when we see that, that pretty much tells the tale of the game. And I know there's still plenty of time to go, but you've got to take care of the football in order to win it.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Henry out of the pistol. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 79 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in his first half.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. And the Texans will take over possession here up at the 44. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming out, and that just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down. Out of the gun, Herbert. Repeated the last play, finding Walker. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Herbert operating from the red zone. Over the middle, into the hands of Woods. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense. And guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
Here's Walker. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal. So stuffed from the 2, now what?
You know me pretty well. What do you think I want here?
Play action?
Definitely. Let him get outside and create. And if he has to run it, he has a little bit more space.
And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Kenneth Walker Walker. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Texans will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point from McManus is good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. From the 6. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Vikings going to take over now late in this first half. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. His throw incomplete.
He's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
The Texans going to signal for their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. Here comes Peppers. A second fake. And he's going to get this down inside the 40 before he's finally ridden out of bounds. A big-time return there, 40 yards. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. And this won't get there. Won't be online either. It's no good. Off to the right, and the lead will hold at 10.
And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try one from 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through, and that one winds up no good.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports halftime report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL.
A look around the NFL. We'll have to wait for postgame because we are moving right through halftime and on to the third quarter. Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. And the Vikings set to go on offense to begin the third quarter. All in all, pretty manageable deficit, Charles, here as they start this third quarter offensively when you consider the fact that in the first 2 quarters, they had 2 costly turnovers.
I think you laid it out there perfectly, partner. Very tough to hold a lead going into the break if you continue to hand it over on multiple drives.
Yeah, and obviously, Charles, it'll be very tough to climb back into the game if those turnovers continue.
I would say borderline impossible. You keep turning it over, I don't know how you make up a deficit.
And this will be a Vikings first down as he's got this up to about the 34-yard line. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
And the busy night for Henry continues. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 102 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
They go play action here on first down. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. He'll look to his man complete. It's Walton. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 35. Give them 18 on the play.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
And he'll get it inside the 35.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
Henry again on 2nd down. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. They're going to look to throw. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 19. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. From 19 yards away. And the Vikings have cut it back within a score. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that cuts the lead to 3, 24-21. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here's the Texans offense now. They get set to start this 3rd quarter. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
Up the middle, here's Walker. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
3rd and 2, Herbert. He's got a man complete. It's Amari Cooper. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. A gain of 7, and they pick up the first. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. He's got the connection to Cooper. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. 35 yards that time on the punt.
And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10.
Minnesota's offense takes over possession.
And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively.
So a failure to connect on 2nd down. That leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. A nice pickup there, 10 yards.
It certainly appears that he's been able to get a read on how they wanted to contain him in this game. He's seen some places where he can beat them in big spots, and right there, he slides in with ease for the 1st down.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Derrick Henry fights through it. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. 128 yards rushing for him now as his big night continues. Not only an explosive play, but an explosive run. I mean, broken tackles along the way to pick up that yardage.
The way things kept churning for him, feet were moving, the legs were driving. Looks like someone who spent his off-season working on hill work, running through sand, all the things that you want to build up those leg muscles.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Derrick Henry, his 3rd touchdown of the game, his 8th on the year. And the Vikings have scored again in this 3rd quarter, this time to move out in front. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now out comes Houston. Their lead, they have seen it evaporate completely after such a good first half. They've been shut down here in the 3rd quarter.
Searching for answers, trying to figure out what it's going to take to get back to where they were before. The big part of it is that sometimes you don't have to go exotic now. You go back to basics. Being able to run the football, string some things together, some effective passes, try and get a rhythm established again, and try and get back in the lead.
Back in the lead, like you said, back to the basics.
Straight ahead, Walker.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. Back now in Houston. It's Texans football, but they trail here as we get started in the 4th quarter.
Now this offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. Now they trail, but they've got a 1st and 10 here.
They run again with Walker. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
From the 31, Herbert escaping the pressure right, and he'll just get rid of it.
Oh, I saw this one with defensive eyes because even as he escaped the pocket and bought time, the coverage stayed tight. Nothing broke down. Throwing it away, that was his only option.
They'll try for the first with Walker. Yeah, this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
And he is going to have a Texans first down as they... And that'll keep the drive alive. Kevin O'Connell clearly unhappy with that call, and he's thrown that red challenge flag out on the field.
After review of the play, ruling on the field stands.
So the challenge does not sway the official's decision. The spot of the football going to remain right where it is. Walker now on 1st and 10. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
On 2nd and 11 now. Herbert. And that is incomplete.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
And he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. Here's Herbert. Flushed out right. And that is incomplete.
Understanding he's just down 1 possession, trying to make something happen by extending the play, but the coverage downfield was excellent. He escaped and bought some time, but that one goes incomplete.
The kick by McManus is good, and that'll bring him back within a point. So that gets him a little closer as he converts there, but you have to think back to the field goal he missed earlier.
Right now, that's the difference between leading and trailing. So at this moment, he's reciting that kicker's prayer that we know so well. Just give me one more shot before this one's said and done.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And we spotlight Derrick Henry now. I guess it kind of goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for the end zone, no doubt.
Continues to find it throughout this game, and I'm sure he's got a nice place to live. He might want to make an offer on the end zone for a second home, because that's what it's been like throughout this contest. He knows how to get there, and boy, he looks happy when he does.
He's already bought all the property in the end zone. That's the problem. He's going to sell to himself now. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now a handoff to Henry. They find some open field here. Derrick Henry all alone. Touchdown, Vikings. Derrick Henry, 70 yards. And the Vikings use the big play to extend their 4th quarter lead. So what was already a game to remember becomes even more so as that touchdown run, a lengthy one, takes him over 200 yards now for the game.
And I love the fact that to get over 200, it took a pretty good sprint, didn't it? I mean, a lot of times you get 1 or 2 yards and oh, he's over 200 yards. But that really put an exclamation point on the game he's having. Fantastic. A lot of fun to watch.
Taken in at the 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. There's still plenty of time here in the 4th quarter. Just a 1-possession game, down 8. They'll be looking for the touchdown and 2-point conversion. A field goal here on this drive does very little at this stage. Here's Walker to start the drive. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Walker with another carry. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Some coaches like to take the shorter, more reliable yardage, and some, they like to go for the big shot. No fear in risking a deep ball there, but it wasn't enough to get them the completion.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as he's on to punt for Houston. This is fielded at the 7. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. And now out comes Minnesota. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. A give to Henry. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give them 18 there and give the Vikings a first down. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
On second down, here's Henry. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to third down. Well, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right. But the problem for them is still within a possession. So they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on third. Well, that was big. Needed a few yards to pick up the first. Slim lead here in the fourth quarter, and they turn to the big fella, the fullback, to get it done.
And you know, as my partner, you know I'm old school, right? You know I love those mastodons that carried the ball way back in the day that were a key part of the offense. And now, when they need them, when they need those key yards, those tough grind-them-out yards, the fullback's going to get the ball.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10. Inside handoff, Henry. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. An ideal down and distance to try to finish this thing off. 2nd and inches. They'll run it again with Henry. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. That'll be their second, so one more chance to stop the clock here. And we'll be back. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now it's Henry.
to the 27-yard line.
Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. They'll run with Henry. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a third and about 5. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late fourth quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on third?
I don't. I run the football. I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
Ball at a gain of 3, and it'll bring up fourth down.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. The kick by Carlson is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So after 5 touchdowns offensively, hey, maybe it's time to get the kicker a little work, and he's able to connect there.
I love that empathetic side of you. You're worried about him getting some action, getting to be a part of the game. Well, he got in and got it done.
Takes it at the 7. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They can't do much at this point, partner. This one is going to go down in the loss column.
You don't make up for what has happened during the game in this sequence here. Maybe you hand it off and let someone run the ball. Just kneel down, call it a day, and try and prepare going forward.
Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week often still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. You just have to do it a little bit better, a little cleaner. And they did that in the second half, and that led them to victory.
So for Minnesota, it's a dream start.
I'm the best, as you know, and I got it on my own. Get my way up, get my go. If I touch it, then it's cold. I'm the best, as you know, and I got it on my own. Get my way up, get my go. If I touch it, then it's cold. For the bank and they know I'm impressive. He wanna talk, but he not on the schedule. I ain't taking nothing from my boy heavy. I'm the best, and you heard what I said. Spend all the money, I'm dripping, it's falling. Got on it, then it's dripping like water. Teaching that, but I don't have a daughter. I know me, I can pick up when I call her. Working big, and it don't hurt the break, cause I'ma always do it how I wanna do it. Every time you need a know it means the know I got him running to it. I'ma need the full amount before we talk it that I'm waking up and thumbing through it. Running like I'm running through it. Stun on her till like a stunning do. I'm the best, I'm the best. And I got it on my own. Get my way up, get my go. If I touch it, then it's cold. I'm the best, I'm the best. And I got it on my own. Get my way up, get my go. If I touch it, then it's cold. Top dog like I manage. I'm the really damaged. I came out and make the channel froze. I'm really who the panel chose. Put my name up like a banner boat. Acting tough and I'ma let her go. Name her who got a better flow. She can hang it up just like a telephone. Stick me up with the cost 10K to let it come see it.